Okay, once more, without the oops.
Hey guys, so we just did a whole unboxing video and then realized that we didn't have the sound on, so we're gonna do a quick recap. So we got our hands on the out of I'll let you show because
Yeah.
I'm gluing stuff out of the abyss, the Rage of Demons package. This is from the Out of the Abyss adventure book, but the name of the thing is Rage of Demons. I don't know why they did that, but they did. Um, so this is a source book or a adventure book. It's a 1 to 15 level. If you haven't played it, you should, or at least get a hold of it, read through it. It's super fun. It deals a lot with um, fiends, specifically demons, and the Underdark. So Drow, Durgar, a little bit of Darrow, and then just random aberrations and fun little
Another
encounter
crazy
things.
crap.
And then we touched on last time. Sometimes you get stuff that's broken out of the box. That happened this time. We got ourselves a sweet looking nightmare that came out and it was broken off of its base. And right now, I am gluing this Chasme back
Oops.
to yes. I'm gluing this Chasme back to its base.
And then we'll glue the nightmare back to its base.
Sometimes you get things broken and you try to fix it. So as you can see here, this is our spread that we were able to get. Um, since it's not a full unboxing, we're just going to go through and point out things we got.
We'll start with our Chinese.
Yeah, so with the Chinese
We got some
quasites.
quasits. Thank
So
you.
those are quasites. They are the demon equivalent of imps. Imps are more well known.
Come on,
They are the
focus.
devils. Everyone knows about an imp. These are quasites. These are the demon equivalents. If you are playing a Pact of the Chain Warlock, these are one of the things you can summon as your familiar. Um, Moving up in the demon world, we have a Dretch.
Dretch
Um,
demon.
so Dretches are a little bit bigger. Pretty easy. Nothing super great about them. They're great additions to if you
Base.
have a more powerful demon and he has a Dretch companion that you have to face.
They kind of look like a gorilla dog with a goblin face.
Yep,
They're
that's
creepy.
um
We got a Darrow.
yeah. So Darrow, that's one of the Darrows were actually I was mistaken in our last video. Darrows are actually Underdark dwarves that are not Darrow. They are dwarves who have gone a little nutsy from the Underdark and
Well, I mean, if you lived in a dark hole, you'd go nuts too.
absolutely. Speaking of going nutsy, we'll pull out the Grimlock here. Grimlocks are underdark humanoids that were imprisoned by, I believe, the Mind Flayers, and as such, after that, lost their brains.
We got a couple goblin archers.
Beautiful thing about Goblin Archers and just any of these little things, the more the merrier. You can add them to combat scenarios. We have I think we are now up to 15 or 20 goblins. It's great because you can mix what you want. Maybe want a bunch of archers, maybe want a bunch of melee guys. When it comes to those like goblins, orcs, really
Knolls things.
gnolls, really anything small, kutoas,
Katoas.
small little fish people that'll pretty much treat anything bigger than them as a deity. They're not very smart. Anything small like that, the more you have, the better an encounter.
They are fun though.
So yeah, no, they're fun. Controllers are nice. You can also throw them into beholders, beholder layers, mind flayer layers, things like that.
Yeah. The Ettercap.
Ettercap, fun spider type things.
Yeah, this is my nightmare.
Also, they have a web garrote variant, so he can choke you out with his butt rope. So that's
I
really
just
fun.
wanted a reason to say butt rope.
I wanted a reason to say butt rope.
All right, so here's the human wizard.
I love getting pre-painted humanoids.
Yeah,
Especially those
since
guys
we don't
make
have to paint them.
great NPCs, random encounters. Especially like a high look, like that guy looks like a high powered wizard. You can just throw in to maybe be
Yeah.
like a council for your players or a horrible guy they have to face.
You get a Drow Archmage. I love the purple tones in this one.
I love the Drow. They're the dark elves from the Underdark, and I love a lot of Drow iconography has purple tones.
Yeah.
there's something about it's dark but also still elegant in that elven manner.
Yeah, we got what's this one? This is the Dwargar fighter.
Another Underdark thing, hanging out with the Drow. Next thing, it's a dwarf mini that also has the you notice the Drow have white
It's over here,
hair.
so I
The
know where we got
Durgar
them.
also have uh, the the white hair and the darker skin tones that are common in the Underdark.
Yeah, we got a couple of these. They're like
Myrmidons.
myrmidons.
That one there he has is the Air Myrmidon. I believe the elemental type creatures. We also got a dragon down. We also got here is the Water Myrmidon. I think there's one for each elemental type.
I think there is as well.
Um,
We got a couple half orc paladins. These are fantastic.
I'm so stoked for those. They look perfect for guarding a temple or citadel or
Anything that
I
needs to
mean
be
they got
guarded.
great swords, they got full plate armor,
They got helmets in
they
hand.
look intimidating but also like protective. Yeah, I'm super stoked about using those.
Back going down the size chart a little bit, we got a cockatrice.
Cockatrice,
This
those
naked flying raptor thing.
small monstrosities, beautiful additions to any combat. Throw in a small flying creature that's just will bite you. That's just annoying.
Yeah. One of the things I like about these boxes is we get these humanoids. This is just a hobgoblin fighter. He's super cool. Got his armor, his shield on his back, his sword. Great either for an NPC or for if you got somebody that wants to play a hobgoblin.
Hobgoblins are also great for if you got they're a little bit stronger and have different abilities than goblins. But if you want a goblin commander, because they speak goblin, they are kind of goblinoid, and so if you want sort of goblin force to rush forward, commanded by something that's not a goblin but a little powerful. Hobgoblin bugbears as well are good for that. But having something of that nature, a little different, little variant, still in the same realm, hobgoblins are great for that.
No. Speaking of NPCs, whoops, dwarven wizard. Dwarves are really hard to find.
Yes.
Outside the barbarian fighter type thing, sometimes you'll get rogues. Wizards are extremely hard to find, and this one I love the blue on it. It's just overall a
Yeah,
good
I'm always a
setup.
fan of anything dwarf. Just because yeah, there aren't that many minis of dwarves, at least that we have. But they're great, especially getting caster variants. Caster variants are very hard to find of the non-intellectual stereotypes.
Yeah. Moving up the size chart a little bit, we got a carrion crawler.
Which, if you saw our last video, you can see in the background here is the one that Jay's been working on.
Now, just to give you a little side by side comparison,
Now, I said this in our previous video that you didn't have the volume up. I complimented you, and now I suppose I'll do it again. I do think your detail work is better than the mass-produced one. I just would like for you to finish it.
you know what? I feel motivated now
It's a
because you
lie.
said it was better.
Doesn't mean you can do it.
I didn't say I can. I
I'm
just
getting
said I
tired
feel
of holding this
motivated.
Jasmine. I'm gonna be real honest.
Um, this one was one of my favorite PC NPC things that you can get, which is a lizard folk fighter. So we don't have these.
And I want more because I want to run encounters with lizard folk. They're newer to the world of D&D.
Trying to get the focus. It's not doing
The player character availability of them came out. I mean, granted, it's been a while ago, but as far as actual from D&D, they're a fifth edition. So having that, I mean, their lizard folks are playable characters. They're new. They add a fun variant. Um, I'm a big fan of it. He has a turtle shell for a shield.
That to me is my favorite part.
So I'm a big fan of these. Just the
I want
idea
more.
of the lizard folk as a whole. So
Yeah.
I'm excited about that one. Something different that we
Yeah.
don't have yet. Haven't had.
Speaking of different,
Yeah, you know
so
what? You know what's bad? You know what's bad? Mind flayers.
my flares are bad.
You know what's worse? Liches.
You know what's worse?
A Mind Flayer Lich.
And that's what we have here.
That's 100% we have here. By the way, he's holding a brain.
I just didn't notice that before. He is 100% holding a brain. That is super creepy.
Yeah. The thing's known as Mind Flayers is holding a brain. And he's
Yeah.
also a Lich. If you don't know what a Lich is, it's an undead wizard that's super powerful. The historically, Mind Flayers don't like arcane casters. Like arcane mind flayers, not a cool thing. They don't like each other. Like if you can have cast spells as a mind flayer, you're kind of an outcast in society. That's in the book. Look it up in the monster manual. This guy went so far as to go into lichdom as a mind flayer.
Yeah, that's interesting.
And terrifying.
Very.
What provoked him to do that? We don't know. I don't want to find out.
I have a feeling we're going to.
You're gonna stand up? Nope, you're not.
Nope, not yet. All right, so now we move on to one of my favorites, the Shadow Demon.
I'm so stoked about this. I wanted three things out of this set. I wanted a Chasme, I wanted a Vrock, which you can see we got, and I wanted a Shadow Demon down. I am so happy about having this wonderful edition. There is just something there's also what I like about the Shadow Demon is yes, in the book there are his set stats. You know, in the tier of the power tiers of demons where Shadow Demon falls.
Mm-hmm.
The beautiful thing about Shadow Demons is I feel like there's just a lot of creative opportunities with the idea of the Shadow Demon.
Oh yeah,
and just having the mini that you can employ and use, and then you can adjust and go from there. I am a huge fan.
I'm. They're very versatile creatures to deal with, and as a DM, they're a lot of fun to throw at your players.
Yes.
You know what else is fun to throw at your players just for the heck of it? Trolls. This is a classic monster. Not so high up that it's unbeatable, especially in early levels, but with the right party, they're just big monsters that are a lot of fun to take on.
And then also talking about goblin encounters you can add bosses to. Trolls make great goblin bosses.
They really do.
Like you have a group of goblins and you throw a troll, if they have a troll that they're running with, it's a wonderful encounter waiting to happen.
It is.
And we have a lot of trolls now.
We do.
I'm super stoked.
You know what we don't have a lot of, and I'm kind of grateful? Hook horrors.
Yeah, weird monstrosities. They were like, hey, let's take a vulture and instead of hands, let's give them hooks. Hook hands.
Like tentacle hooky hand things.
Yeah, no, they're terrifying.
Like I seriously wonder how many. How do you come up with these things? Oh, let's go do shrooms and whatever nightmares we come up with. That's the monster.
I don't know what the guys at Wizards are doing. But they come up honestly, just looking at the Chasme here, he's got this weird Gary Busey. He's a fly with hair and a super long, pokey nose thing. They're terrifying.
You could impale a person with that.
The Chasme is one of the scariest, creepiest looking creatures there is.
Yep. So what we also got a pair of these thingies.
Yep, I am super excited.
This is a Djinn.
So yes, we got Djinn, and then we got essentially the Fire Djinn, and we got the Ifrit. I'll let you pick them up.
Yeah, what are yours still?
So
face down.
The Ifrit is from the elemental plane of fire. Real excited about that. The Djinn is from the elemental plane of air, and they are super powerful beings that come from these elemental chaos. They are embodiments of chaotic elemental forces,
which means John would hate them.
And they're great.
They're fantastic.
There's so much you can do, especially if you're running like an elemental heavy either campaign or arc. Having such prominent elemental forces without having to pull out an elemental, like if you don't want to pull out like a fire elemental but want something with a little more intelligence and humanoid aspects, having Djinn and Ifritis and all of the not Genasies, that's a humanoid thing.
Yes, it is.
Again, elementals though. But having these powerful beings you can pull out, it's so much fun. It's just options.
As we mentioned in the video that we didn't get to, he kind of looks like Darth Maul with a jetpack butt. Just you can see by the horns. It definitely looks like a Death Bear. Anyway,
He does look like a Dathomir.
we're nerds,
We are super nerds.
and we're not ashamed of that.
Not even kind of. Dry.
We are also very impatient.
I've been
So,
sitting here for a while, man.
getting to the things that I really love. Okay, so we got a copper dragon wormling. These are extremely hard to find.
Yeah, especially so wormlings can be hard to find. Metallics can be very hard to find. Weirdly enough, I don't know why. Like metallics are super hard to find. It's kind of annoying. But what's a fun fact is, if you notice that that's a medium creature, he came in the same box as Chasbank. Again, we went over. You get one large, three mediums in our previous video, or I should say, you get one large and then three mediums or smallers.
Right.
To specify that. So we got the large for that box was this Chasbank. One of the mediums was a Copper Dragon Wormling. If you look how big he is, he's the size of the Vrock, which is a large creature. Fun fact about dragons, their bases versus their actual wingspan,
Ridiculous.
very, very almost off. And I think part of that was because when they looked at the grading scale, they're like, okay, we have wormlings, we have young, we have adult, and we have ancient. And then they looked at it and they were like, we can't go bigger than gargantuan. So naturally, they're like, ancients are gargantuan. And then they started like going down the scaling, and then they realized, oh, for the babies, the wormlings, we have to go with medium. But they're not small, even kind of.
See, the thing is though that the wormlings start out like just slightly bigger than dog size, and then they grow rapidly.
Yeah,
So for me, this one would be on the verge of adulthood.
Young.
Or young, I mean, sorry.
The one behind us in the box, technically young. He's on a huge base. You could easily
he's big.
You could easily take that same mini that's a young dragon and pass him off as an adult. Granted, don't put like another dragon next to him and be like, look, this one's an adult, this one's a young one. They're like the same size.
That doesn't work as well.
But no, if you put him on the table and said this is an adult dragon, yeah,
it flies. It flies.
I'm not counting squares like that, man.
Yeah.
It's a big old boy.
And then finally we come to the piece de resistance, in my opinion, something I've been wanting for a very long time, the Vrock Demon.
I'm so happy about the Vrock. Again, he's a summonable demon. I think we touched on this. He's a summonable demon for the Warlock Summon Lesser Demon.
So Summon Lesser or Summon Greater? I don't remember.
He's a greater. Summon Greater Demon. You can now, you can call him a Bulgara. One of the things you can call him is Vrock. And I'm super stoked about that because he flies. And he's got this weird pointy face. And he's just super cool. And I really wanted one.
And now we
have one. And I'm super stoked about that.
I'm excited. So that is the much shortened version of our unboxing that we did earlier, but I forgot to unmute the mic, and that's my fault because I'm a dummy sometimes. But once again, these come out of the Rage of Demons.
It's the Out of the Abyss adventure book. So everything looks like Out of the Abyss. If you like Google Out of the Abyss minis, the Rage of Demons is going to come up.
Can you reach that without the Out of the Abyss book?
Boom.
So here's the Out of the Abyss book. Here's the box. They almost look like they go together.
Right, yeah. And then it's called Rage of Demons. Yep. I don't know why they changed the name. Honestly, I'm a little annoyed about it, but Rage of Demons is
I feel like there may have been because it's a Icons of the Realms thing, I think there might be more box that have other pre-printed that are still out of the Abyss. So
it's possible.
It's possible.
But if you Google Out of the Abyss, you'll come across the Rage of Demons bundle. That's what this is.
Yeah. I like it a lot. Slightly terrified.
I'm pretty happy.
Can we hide these from Lauren?
We increased our Fiend collection, which is really what I'm all about. Fiends are fun.
Yeah.
Quote me on that. Fiends are fun. My Twitter handle is Less the Warlock because fiends are
fun. So anyway, thank you guys for joining us again. We're going to be doing more of these as we get money to pay for more of these. And we look forward to seeing you on the next one. Absolutely. Hopefully the castmate will be finished trying by then.
I guarantee nothing.
So.
All right. Bye, guys. Yeah.
I don't know what that was.
That was the book.
Okay.